trauma-informed vocal training. What even is that? Like, what is that? First of all, I never thought I'd be this guy. Because of my classical background, I had had it up to here with the flowery prose and the metaphors and the, okay, Eric, imagine you're walking through a garden, a beautiful garden, and you're so overtaken by the beauty of nature and the wonderment therein that you simply instead of that, I wanted vocal fold deduction. I wanted cricothyroid, thyroidnoid, subglottal pressure. Like, give me the nuts and bolts of it. I don't want to do all the wah. But what happened was, over the years, as my reputation began to grow, as someone who could really help to restore voices back to full health, particularly when no one else could, I began to receive a branch of clientele of people with uncommon vocal issues, beyond the scope of the typical nodules, polyps, hemorrhages, vocal fold paresis. And I began for the first time to encounter clients who had psychogenic dysphonia, trauma-induced voice loss. There was nothing physically, visibly wrong. They weren't hit in the throat. Nobody physically attacked them. They all experienced a traumatic event and lost their voice. In some cases, this voice loss had lasted for decades afterward. I had a client who watched his sister drown. She lived, but he was 11. He watched her drowning, was too terrified to call for help. The combination of the fear and the subsequent guilt made him lose his voice. Victims of domestic violence, even if they weren't literally hit in the throat or damaged at a vocal fold level, there was, the thing that kind of freaked me out was, the human mind, our nervous system is so powerful that if you feel as though you do not have a voice, your body makes it so. And there had to be a paradigm shift on my part where I had to go beyond the typical, okay, we're going to work on the breath, we're going to work on the fascia or the musculature. I had to address emotion and feeling and energy in a way that I never had to before. And what I noticed was, and this is a lesson for you, what all of them had in common were two things. One, they had endured a traumatizing event, and two, they had convinced themselves that they were over it and that there was no need for them to feel the anger and the fear and the pissed offness that was in them. And a big part of the disconnect, that energetic disconnect, was not the trauma, but rather the total refusal to acknowledge the feelings. This is not a victim blaming moment by any stretch. We're taught that if you're really smart, if you're really spiritual, if you're really strong, then you perform okayness. What? I'm fine. I'm fine. My mother died. I didn't even cry. I'm the strong one in the family. I'm just really strong. Oh no, yeah, we broke up, but I'm fine. I'm unbothered. I'm fine. We're taught to perform that. It is a curse that is not good for your vocal health or the health of the rest of you. But part of the work that I do now is acknowledging that as you vocalize, as you breathe, stuff might come up and you might not have any frame of reference for it in that moment. You might, a common thing, example, we shh, the angry librarian, and people go, I'm sorry, Eric, I don't know what's going on with me. I was having a good day. You want to let yourself feel that. When things come up, be with the feeling. Now, this video was not intended to be a crash course in all things trauma and nervous system regulation, but I want to encourage you to be with any feelings that might come up as you vocalize, as you deeply breathe, because it could be transformative and to release your voice on a deeper level.